We've been watching the news and I saw that Kevin McCarthy lost his speakership. He's not House Speaker anymore. And I was watching, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care. It didn't affect me in my mind at all. What I got upset about was after he got fired, he gave a 30-minute speech to the press. Why do we need that? We all just watched you get fired slowly on national TV. We watched them vote to fire you. Fired, fired, fired. We watched it happen. What could you possibly have to tell us? And I was upset because he shouldn't get that. A 30-minute speech after he's fired. He should not get that. We should get that. Think about it. You get fired from your job, and then you have 30 minutes for an exit speech to say whatever's on your mind. Imagine you get fired and you work at Taco Bell, and now the floor is yours for half an hour. You just walk up, thank you all so much for your time. He steals, okay? He's a thief. We all know it. Y'all firing at me, but all right, he steals every day, okay? Also, these two that you keep putting on shift together, they fuck in the fridge, all right? I've walked in several times. Everybody don't eat the chalupa or the crunch wrap. The tortillas are compromised. Every forgotten job should have that thing. You know what I mean? Let's say you're a mail worker, UPS, FedEx, post office, and they fire you. Then you get 30 minutes to just let them have it. You walk up and you're like, okay, you're gonna fire me, but all right, cool. Just so y'all know, most of the mail is dildos, all right? So if I go, nobody comes, all right? Thankless jobs should get it. You're a social worker, and they fire you. You get 30 minutes to speak to the public. You just walk out and you're like, all right, you want me to go? I'm gonna go. There's only 3 of us. So good luck. Also, that kid over there, serial killer, all right? Just watch him. Because it's not like he even gave a good speech. McCarthy's speech was horrible. He started his speech, you can look it up, by being like, I didn't get good grades in school. Why would you open with that? That's basically that dude walking up being like, I'm dumb as hell, y'all right. I should have never had this shit. I saw another story that, there was a rich guy that died, and they were reporting it on the news because he died when his little plane went down. That's what the news was calling it, his little plane crashed, and he passed away when his little plane hit the ground and everything. They just kept saying little plane over and over again, and I was like, just say jet. Like, it was a jet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, little plane? That's crazy. Like, I understand why they say little plane. They said little plane so we'd feel bad for him. Because if they say a guy died when his little plane went down, you're like, oh, what a tragedy. If they say a rich guy died on his jet, you're like, good. I'm just saying it, you know? But they just kept saying little plane, and the tone they had was weird. They were just like, died on his little plane with his little dick. Like, it just felt weird. It felt like he was the anchor's ex or something. Like, it just had that ex energy. Like, he died on his little ass plane. Little broke ass. It was rented, by the way. He didn't own a plane. It's odd. Just say jet. It's more respectful to just say jet. We don't know this man's story. I look at myself. I come from Louisiana, and I don't come from money. If I ever raise my net worth to the point of being able to afford a jet, and I buy a jet, and then I crash land in my jet and I die, and then they're reporting it on the news, and they say Josh died on his little plane, I will come back to life just to whoop ass. That is crazy. Call it a jet. That's what it is. You know? I don't know why I'm so passionate about this. I even had a friend be like, no, just because it's a little plane doesn't mean it's a jet. I'm like, it was his plane. Anyone who owns a plane is doing pretty well. You know? It's like not like owning a little boat. You can own a canoe and still be poor. You know? That just means you have enough wood to stay afloat. But if you are going in the clouds whenever you feel like, that's money. A little plane. My favorite story, though, my favorite thing that happened was Paris Fashion Week. If y'all aren't familiar, Paris has Fashion Week, and all these people high up in the fashion world, rich people, celebrities, they all descended on Paris for a week to see and be seen and stuff. And while they were there was an outbreak of bed bugs, which is hilarious. It couldn't be. You gathered all the richest people in the world together in one place and gave them bed bugs? Are we sure this wasn't an activist? You sure this wasn't Greta Thunberg trying new things? You know what I mean? Just her sitting there like, you take a jet, you pays the price. You know, could have been. We don't know. But it was amazing. They gave all those rich people bed bugs. It made me laugh so hard because it's Fashion Week, so half of them dress like bed bugs to begin with. So like, bed bugs probably thought it was mating season, you know what I mean? They were seeing them walk by like, okay, come through, thickness. I'm gonna take a bite of you later. But no, people from Fashion Week spoke to the press and the public, people from the local government spoke to the press and the public and everything. And mostly everyone was trying to maintain a sense of calm the entire time, right? We're very sorry that this is happening. This is not a reflection on our beautiful city. We're doing our best to move people. Just please stick with us, right? But there was one person that was my favorite. The deputy mayor also spoke to the public and the press. But when the deputy mayor came out, he was like, it's an outbreak. No one is safe. What kind of leader says no one is safe? We just came out of a global pandemic where no country's leader said no one is safe, even when no one was safe. That's crazy. Then the mayor, because the mayor came out, she was ready. She was like prim, proper. She made me feel reassured and I wasn't even in Paris, right? And then she got this assistant-ass mayor behind her. No one is safe. She's probably like, get him out of here. It's crazy. No one is safe. Every leader I've ever had has tried to maintain a sense of calm in a crisis. I remember when I was in middle school, in English class. And English class was after lunch. And I'd seen this kid at lunch, and he had a nasty-ass lunch. I don't know what it was, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, he gonna be sick. That is disgusting. And so then I sat as far away from him as I could, corner of the classroom. And then middle of class, sure enough, his stomach started bubbling. And we all hear it. He just over here taking notes like... looking at us like, y'all don't hear me, right? It's like, of course we hear you. His stomach is loud as hell. And then in the middle class, he jumps up and runs out. And on the way to running out, because he was very sick, he threw up on the back of like 7 kids' heads. And our teacher said, calm down. I know y'all just got thrown up on. Let me get some towels. It's gonna be fine. She didn't say, no one is safe. You see what I mean? I worked at an Italian restaurant that burned down, right? It burned down, and even as the head chef was trying to put the flames out on his back, no one yelled, no one is safe. We just tried to put this man out. Actually, one of my favorite things about when that happened was, okay, so the chef is on fire, right? And then the line cook ran out to the dining hall where everybody else was, and then just yelled to the whole dining hall, we on fire, motherfuckers! Which is like as informative as it is unhelpful. Like, he's telling them the details, but not enough to get them moving. Also, we are not on fire, just he is on fire. Some of the building is on fire, but mostly as we, it's just him. He on fire by himself, right? And so no one knows what to do, because even if someone ran in now and was like, we on fire, motherfuckers, you wouldn't immediately jump up and run. They looked at him and they were like, so is he on drugs or what? And it wasn't until the chef ran out behind him out the door with a couple flames still on his back that everybody cleared out. He yelled, we on fire, motherfuckers. He didn't yell, no one is safe. What would even possess you to put the words to get to the public, no one is safe? Like when I think about it, now that I think about it, I think that was that deputy mayor low-key admitting he had bed bugs. That's what it was. It had to be no one is safe. That means I'm not safe. That's no one is safe. I wish there was video. There's no video of it happening. But you can tell that this is the case because anytime one of our leaders has to speak to us, they're calm because it's not their problem. That's what's happening. I grew up in Louisiana. our whole state would get slammed by hurricanes, and the governor would come on TV and be like, we're gonna stick in this together, all right? We're all in this together. He's clearly in Massachusetts, by the way. We're all in this together, all right? Y'all just stick with me, we're gonna get through this. You know what I mean? I think that dude freaked out because it was his problem. It's hard to stay calm when you're in the middle of something, you know? I wish there was video. There's no video. I wish he would just come out, because you know he yelled it. You know, he was like, no one is safe. It's happening to everybody, including really cool people who don't deserve this. God damn, I wish there was a video just to see him be like, it's an outbreak, y'all. We doing our best, but this is bullshit. You know, okay. We're trying to distill this idea for a minute, so just stick with me. It's difficult for all of us. Any person out here is just trying to do the best they can and try to be as good of a person, as useful of a person as they can. And I think one of the things that, especially like young dudes are running into, is that we don't need men to be men the way that we used to be. There's like this different man that the world needs now that we just don't know. It's like you don't need to be a caveman anymore, you know? And it's difficult because no one has shown exactly what that is, and it has been co-signed on. So everybody's going their separate ways with everything. You know? Best example I can give is I knew a dude who, he's black, but he's like third generation suburbs. So he's not from the hood at all. Not at all, right? But his girlfriend is, and she grew up in the hood, she still lives there. He was over at her place, right? And while they were there that night together, somebody broke in, which is terrifying. It's terrifying to be home for a burglary. That's something you want to come back home and just be like, they got us. You never want to be at home during the burglary. Yeah, I mean, so then he doesn't even get a chance. He's like trying to process all of the stuff that's happened. They hear a window break. They hear somebody with like loud steps coming in through the window and everything. And before he can do anything, his girl just turns around and is like, these trifling motherfuckers. Opens her nightstand, pulls out a gun, cocks it, and leaves the room. He didn't even get the chance to be like, baby, it's okay, I'll go check it out. She's gone. She's gone, and he can hear her from the room. He can hear her kind of roasting them. Like, just kind of, where your broke ass at? I got a gun too, ain't nobody scared. Which is wild, because as a man, if you're in bed and then your girl leaves the room to go get the burglar with the gun, you do kind of just pull the sheets up. Because all you can do now is cheer. Just be like, get him, baby. Y'all been great. Thank you so much. I'm Josh Johnson. Cool. How y'all doing? Everybody good? Sweet. I was having a conversation with my friends about how they missed before the pandemic, and I know by that they mean 2019, but I'll be honest, I miss random years. Like 2009 was fire. That was a great year. A lot of good video games came out there. It was even a better year politically. Like, be honest, don't you miss when Biden was just Obama's white friend? Like, wasn't that the shit? That was amazing. You know what I mean? Obama would say something inspiring, turn around, look at Joe, and Joe would be like, "Dah!" That's like all he did for 8 years. He just stood with finger guns ready, just nonstop. And now we did it. Biden's the president. Whew. I travel a lot. I go to a lot of the countries. And when they ask me what it's like for Biden to be the president, and I go to answer them, I sound like what I think a woman sounds like when she settles.
You know what I mean? Because they'll ask me what it's like to have Biden as a president. I'm like, he aight, like, he trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you give him his little applesauce, he go to work, you know? Just feel like I can't brag on my man, you know? Oh, fuck, I feel bad for Biden, because people forget. They asked Biden to run early, and at first he said no, right? Early on, they asked him, and I'm quoting him. He was like, do you know how old I am? Do you know what I remember? No, I'm not gonna run. And then we were like, no, Joe, please, you need to run. You need to run for democracy. And then he ran, and then a day into him running, we were like, this motherfucker can't run. This is very upsetting. Did you know this? And then he won. The dude wins. And then everybody, anchors, pundits, us, everyone was like, this motherfucker old as hell. It's like, he's like, that's what I said. This dude got gaslit into being president. And we have let him down every single day of his presidency. And by that, I mean we have let him fall every single day of his presidency. This man has fallen 5 times on camera, which means he falls every day. All right? You cannot convince me otherwise. If you do something in front of me 5 times on camera, that's what you do. All right? If somebody smoked crack in front of me 5 times on camera, I'd be like, that's a crackhead right there. And he'll miss a day. All right? This dude, I don't even think they give the same tours of the White House anymore because Biden falls so much. They gotta skip whole rooms so you'd hear Biden in the other room going, oh, that would just be every day. This man has Secret Service and they let him fall every day. Biden doesn't even need Secret Service. He needs 3 dudes that work at Trader Joe's, all right? Because they're used to catching a pickle jar before it hits the ground. They're used to being like, I got it. You don't have to sweat it. I got it. It's insane. Secret Service let our president fall off a bike that wasn't moving. And I felt bad for him that day because you could tell he was feeling himself that day. Because he saw the media up ahead and then chose to ride up to them and then stopped his bike like a kid who just got a bike. Biden swerved on him when he stopped. He rolled up on the media. He was like, y'all got any questions? Fucking feeling himself. And then, I don't know, I guess he just forgot he was standing up or something. But go back and watch the video. Secret Service on camera made the face we made when he fell. This man tipped over, then Secret Service on camera went, ooh. It's like, no, you're the ooh. Why'd you let that happen? It's fucking devastating. This is too much now. It's really, I don't know what to do anymore. I hate this shit so much. I don't even hate things. I'm a pretty laid back person, but I hate 2024. We're gonna get a rematch of the match we never wanted. Do you know what I mean? Isn't that fucking crazy? There are 330 million Americans, and somehow we keep landing on the same tube. That should have been dead a long time ago to run. One of them only eats McDonald's, and the other one should have died 2,000 years ago. And they're gonna have a fucking rematch. It's insane. You don't even get that in boxing. Biden versus Trump is the boxing equivalent of digging up Ali and making him fight Jake Paul. It's like, who wants to see this shit? Why does it keep happening? It makes me, and then people are the worst now. We used to be fucking chill. We used to all band together and be ignorant about similar shit. Like, I'm not trying to dress up America like it was a paradise before 2016 or anything, but genuinely, we used to just go out into the world together as Americans and be ignorant as fuck. You know what I mean? And now it's just, we're fighting everything is something. That's gotta be exhausting. That's weird that everything, no matter what it is, Bud Light. If you are freaking out about Bud Light, you should be fucking drinking a Bud Light until you don't care about any of this shit. That's insane. It's weird. And people hate each other so much like it's a team. It's not a team. A team would be fucking interesting. You know what I mean? I watch Miami versus the Celtics. I'm like, I can get invested. You know what I mean? Republican, Democrat is the dumbest shit. I've ever watched. People who just like fully identify as one of the part. What kind of loser just walks around all day just proclaiming what a Democrat they are? You know what I mean? What kind of fucking moron just walks through, well, as a conservative? It's like, just be a person. You were a person before you knew about any of this shit. Remember when you were a kid? That was dope. Kids have no politics whatsoever. Their politics are fucking cooties. You know what I mean? Be like, I think that bitch nasty. You know what I mean? Like, that's the most hateful rhetoric you'll get out of a kid. It's just like, something up. You know what I mean? It's so bad. Why is it this bad? And people get so mad that they get shit wrong. Look at the pandemic. We were the only country that politicized the pandemic. Every other country was just like, are you sick or are you not sick? And of course, then some other countries copied us because they have no personality and they're just like, I'm not saying we were the only country that did it, period, but we were the first to do it and we did it the biggest, you know? Like, other countries, it was just, are you sick or are you not sick? We were the only country that were like, wow, cuck. Didn't know you need daddy's jab in you. It's fucking insane. It's fucking wild. I don't know how to deal with people anymore. People got so mad during the pandemic about the vaccine that they switched it. They got it wrong. Have you noticed that? The vaccine is Trump's. Like, he gets credit for the vaccine. It was distributed while he was still president. He was the one that had the idea of streamlining it and trying to make them outbid each other to get a contract. That was all him. But everyone who takes the vaccine hates him too much to give him credit. And then his fans don't want it. How did we get here? That's literally so crazy. That would be like if Thomas Edison was such a polarizing figure that everyone who hated Thomas Edison was sitting in a fully lit living room at midnight being like, I just hate that he's a capitalist. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. And then everyone who loved him was just sitting in the dark like, light is fucking gay, dog. Yo, I see during the day like the Lord intended, all right? Don't come at me with that weird shit, you know what I'm saying? You just want to see whenever you feel like seeing, that's not natural, all right? All right, that's not in the Bible, okay? No. It's too much now. We have to get a handle on ourselves. Some of it isn't even us. You realize that, right? A huge amount of the internet is just fucking bots. It's just bots that have some person behind them that wants something, so it interacts with you like a person to piss you off, to make you do something. That's a lot of the internet now. So sometimes you're just so pissed off and you're arguing with someone online. It's not even a real person. Like, really think about that. So many times it's not a real person, you know? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a public figure that pays $8 for a verification. Like sometimes it's a real person. But even then, you're not yelling at the person. You're probably yelling at the person that manages their account. None of this shit is real. None of this like hate. None of this like vitriol. None of it's coming from like a sincere place. There are a couple assholes. I'm not gonna act like assholes don't exist at all. I've met some. Met some on the street. There was a guy on the way here who said, "I love your shoes," and before I could say thank you, he was like, "Not." I was like, all right, that's just a demon out to spread hate. Okay. But a lot of it's not real. Just please remember how much of that shit is not real. Don't let it affect you. I'm trying to be on it less. I'm trying to just be on social. I'm starting to feel like the internet was a bad idea to begin with. Google's good. You should be able to look stuff up. But I'm just talking about like social. It's makes you feel bad about yourself, your life, where you're at. All this stuff makes you interact with people poorly. It makes you judge yourself, judge everybody all the time. And it ruins fun things. It ruins like good fun things. Like, we are just now kind of starting to overuse Karen. Karen start off great. Start off as like a white woman, see a bunch of black kids play at the park and be like, this is not their park. All right, let me make some calls, right? And if we had kept it at that, it'd be fine. But social, everybody talking, everybody jabbing, everybody arguing, quickly turned Karen into any woman with a gripe, with a short haircut. Because now you see the stories trending and you don't even know who to root for, you know? It'll be like, total Karen loses it on city councilman to get pothole fixed. Well, nobody likes potholes. And this is the particular manager you would want to talk to in this situation. Sounds like she played it by the book, I'm not gonna lie to you. Total fucking Karen loses it on American Airlines when she gets kicked off flight because they overbooked it. Well, that could happen to any one of us. So we should stand up for her. This is pretty bad. Total fucking Karen bitches out when she gets hit by drunk driver. It's like... All right, see how you took a fun thing and you made it bad? You know? And this is the thing too. I get the world's not fair. It's not. No matter what you have and you don't have, there's someone that doesn't have what you have. All this going back and forth, you know? The way I sum up people is no matter who you are, everybody you meet, everybody, everyone is getting away with something and nobody is happy about it. That feels fair, right? So I'm not up here being like, oh, poor men or anything like that. I'm just saying it makes me sad that dick has like no market value. It's just a shame. Like, be honest. Truly, be honest. As a man, you've never been like, my dick gonna get me out of this one. It's never occurred to you ever. You know what I mean? You're never getting pulled over by the cops. You're like, I'm a flash officer, little dick, get right out of this ticket. Never in your life. Even in a relationship, you're not like, baby, you play your cards right, do the dishes, you might get a little dick later. Who talks like that? That's insane. You think back to the beginning of the pandemic, it was a terrifying time. A lot of people losing jobs, getting laid off left and right, business closing. My buddy lost his job. And so he started an OnlyFans, trying to get some supplemental income going. And over the course of his OnlyFans career, this nigga made $3. I'm pretty sure at $3 you gotta turn your dick in. You have to be like, ain't nobody want this, so. You all were really great. Thank you so much. I'm Josh Johnson. You have a great night.